To say there have been irregularities in the funding of Donald Trump's campaign would sort of be a major understatement. I told you yesterday how, in order to funnel more money back into his own businesses, he tripled the rent at Trump Tower once it was his campaign donors that started paying for the rental space of that office. We have now learned that Donald Trump used his campaign funds to buy thousands and thousands of copies of his own book at retail cost, again, diverting donor money back into his pockets while artificially boosting sales figures of the book. The campaign paid Barnes & Noble $55,000 on May 10th, according to a filing with the Federal Election Commission, which is roughly 3,500 copies of the hardcover version of his book, Crippled America, How to Make America Great Again, or 5,000 copies of the renamed paperback release, Great Again, How to Fix Our Crippled America. What's his explanation? Trump's campaign is saying, okay, we were giving those away at the Republican National Convention, something that we have to do. So we bought them, and then they were being given away, and that's that. And it is true that delegates who went to the Republican Convention in Cleveland last month were given canvas tote bags. They had the Trump slogan on them. They had a copy of Crippled America. They had Kleenex, Make America Great Again cups, hats, and t-shirts, and plastic fetus figurines. Now, I don't want to lose the thread about the books, but I do want to just show you, if you're watching, what the plastic fetus figurines looked like. We have a picture of that we're showing here. And what's amazing is that anti-abortion activists actually use these fetus figurines. They say, when you test positive for pregnancy, that's what you have inside you, essentially a fully formed fetus. Of course, no actual science confirms that because it's completely bogus and false. So that's an aside. Those are now that we've dealt with the plastic fetus figurines that were handed out at the RNC, we'll get back to the Trump book stuff. The RNC was asked, is it true that Trump's campaign had to do this? The RNC has not commented on that. There have been others asked for explanations on this, and the most interesting comment comes from the Campaign Legal Center, which is that in order for this to be legal, Trump would have to, at minimum, forego accepting the royalties for sales on the books. In other words, from the purchase price, some portion of that goes back to Trump as the author, the royalty. He would have to forego that. We don't know if he's done that. They've been asked. They haven't said. But big picture, of course, you are still doing this in a way that increases the number of books sold, which increases your prominence and notoriety. It is yet another way, Lewis, and we've talked about the way in which he has helped his son's vineyard by running campaign events there. This is all about enriching the Donald Trump family.
Yeah, enriching the Donald Trump brand. It's if I were Donald Trump's campaign manager, and I think I would do tremendously well.
Of course,
by the way, I would probably do better than the bumps he's had thus far.
Trust me.
I would just say that this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
This is just not something we need to do. We can give away other things. This is bad optics. Why do we need to do this at all? No one gives a crap about your book, Donald.
At the same time, one of the funniest parts about Donald Trump's self-enrichment schemes is that they're almost comparatively small time in the grand scheme of things, right? For a billionaire, supposedly, he kind of isn't thinking that big with these schemes. Yeah, you jack up your rent to pay yourself a little more at the campaign office, you buy your own books, you do some events at your kid's vineyard. It's almost like a small-time grifter carrying out, it's like a billionaire who's carrying out the ideas you would more associate with a small-time grifter. And maybe that's kind of what Trump is.
Yeah, well, maybe he is kind of one of these guys who does a million different shisty little things.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
And it all adds up.
He was buying hundreds of dollars of Trump bottled water for the campaign as well. So there's that little bit to add.